Hey guys, this is Joe here. Just want to take a few minutes today to go over a few discounts on your auto insurance. A lot of folks ask me questions about how to save money on their car insurance, and there's a big long list of things I go over with a lot of customers, but for the most part there's a quick list that I think everyone here can probably take advantage of for the most part, and I'll go through a few of these here real quick. Start with the biggest thing I want everybody to know is that, you know, on most companies that they deal with, Allstate, Progressive, Travelers, whoever you're with basically, most of them are offering some sort of painful discount now. This discount can usually range anywhere from, I'd say on the low side, 5 to 10%. On the high side, some companies are going as high as 10 to 15% discount for that. Also on top of that, the way you pay is important as well. So whether you're using an automatic bank draft or an electronic funds transfer, or versus a credit card or something like that, or paying mainly through the mail, the EFT is the cheapest way to go. Not only is there a discount with a lot of companies, but also you're going to get lower installment fees. So that's going to be the cheapest way to go on the billing side. Also, you can actually combine these two to get the biggest savings. If you do a pay in full with an automatic bank draft, so it's coming out of your account like once every 6 months or once a year, that's actually, you combine those two together and you get the biggest savings all. I think most companies are going to give, like I said, about as high as 15% on the pay in full, but on the bank draft, I've seen it as low as about 2 to 5%. So all in all, the most you'll be able to save on that is upwards of maybe 20%, which is still pretty good. On the low side, I think you may save about 10%. So I mean, you know, either way you go, this is going to be some good savings there for you. Beyond that, another big one that I've seen a lot of companies do right now is the telematics. Telematics is actually just the way that companies can collect driving data for you. You know, they want to see how far you drive. They want to see how hard you're braking, how much you're accelerating, or the time of the day you're driving. So they call them snapshot program, they call it the right track program, they call it IntelliDrive, Smart Drive, things like that. When you see those discounts or those discount programs, basically what they're doing is they're either going to give you a plug-in device for your car, or they're going to give you a smartphone app you can download and just use that every time you drive. But either way you do it, usually there's an enrollment discount. So right when you start the policy, you're going to get like up to 10%. Either 5% or 10% up front, and then at renewal, it can be as high as 50% with some companies. Some companies is 20 to 30%, but there's a few of them out there that are now offering up to half off your premium, depending on how good your data is. So this is actually a big one. A lot of folks that I talk to aren't real comfortable with it because they don't know what's being monitored or how it's being used. I can tell you that, from experience anyway, all the data that's being collected is for your benefit and for the insurance company's benefit. They're not looking at, you know, to turn you into the cops for speeding or not wearing your seatbelt or something like that. They just want to make you a safer driver. That's basically all that is. But don't be afraid of this. This is going to be becoming more and more common with all companies right now. On top of that, paperless discount. This is another huge one. Save the planet. You know, go paperless. Don't worry about the paper mail anymore. Get it by email or go to online access for your account. Get a smartphone app. Most companies now are having some sort of downloadable smartphone app you can put on your phone or your tablet and keep track of your insurance that way. This is going to save you probably about 5%, sometimes as high as 10%, but it's not huge, but it's an easy thing that you can do to, like I said, be more conscious about the environment and also save yourself some money. The good student discount is not for everybody really, but if you do have a young driver in the household, you know that your insurance rates are just sky high. Really, really expensive to insure any young driver out there. But if they got at least a B average or better, which most students do, you just average all their grades together with all their classes. As long as it's 80 or above, you can get a 10% discount with most companies. Also, it is annual renewable, so that has to be applied for every year. If you get the discount right when you put your young driver on there, throw yourself a little reminder for 12 months out to make sure you send a new report card to your insurance agent. Make sure you get that discount on there every year. Next one, this is a new one. The smart car technology that's out there, more and more manufacturers are making things like blind spot warnings, automatic braking, things to make you a safer driver even when you're not being safe drivers. These things are not always built into the VIN number of your car. The manufacturer doesn't always let every insurance company know about these things, so most people don't even know to ask for this. But if you know you bought a car and it's got some sort of special feature on there that makes it a safer vehicle to have, there's a few companies out there that I can think of that actually can add a manual discount on it for this. So make sure you tell your agent if you've got these things on there. Automatic, what's it called, analog brakes, that's been pretty common, and so most vehicles are going to have that, and it's also built into the VIN number, so once you give your VIN number to the agent, you have to tell them about that. But airbags, of course, pretty common. That's also built in the VIN number type stuff. You don't have to worry about telling anybody about that. But like all the new stuff that's coming out lately, that's the important stuff. Home ownership, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you own property, if you own a home, if you own a mobile home, condo, townhouse, make sure your agent knows that you're an owner and not a renter. As long as you get, I would say about 80 to 90% at least of the companies I've talked to are giving discounts for that. And then there's also some internal rating factors that you're not going to see on the list of discounts for your policy. You're going to see somewhere in there the rate go down, but you're not going to see on a list of discounts anywhere where these things show up a lot of times. So your marital status, if you are married, but you and your spouse are separating bills, getting two different policies, it's important that you actually put your spouse on your policy to get that married rate. Education, this is something that doesn't always get asked, but it's one of those deals where most companies ask you to input it as an agent. So if you've got a bachelor's degree, a master's, a doctorate, that can actually lower your insurance with some companies. Multi-car, same thing as the whole being married thing. If you've got your vehicle split up between separate policies, you're probably paying more overall just because you're not taking advantage of that multi-car discount. It's one of those deals where, if you're paying $1,000 a year with one car, the same as that car gets put on a second time, instead of paying $2,000 a year for those two cars, now it's only $1,800 a year because now you get the multi-car discount, lowering them both down. Does that make sense? It's just another little thing you can do. Combine all your insurance. Easy ways to save money. And listen, if you have a question about any of these things, make sure you call me. Make sure you email me. Look down for a link to download a fillable PDF that you can put all your details in there. Send to me, and I'll be sure to do a quick review for you, let you know exactly how much you can save on your insurance. All right? Thanks for watching.